Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Allied General. I'm the Mysterious JG. We have wrapped up our fantasy attack on Tripoli, where we intentionally didn't take the last cities away from the Germans. Really, this was just an exercise in getting some extra experience, powering some of our units up, and indeed, not only do we have a new tank unit that got to strength 11 just in this one fight, but we have our first 15 strength unit, which is not that surprisingly a tank unit. Very close to having 15 strength going with some of our tactical bombers, by which I mean all of our tactical bombers. And overall things went quite well. But a loss in this scenario, which clearly we didn't need to accept, does send us back to one more scenario before we have officially ended what the game considers the North Africa campaign. It's a little weird how it works. If you win the North Africa campaign, they call it North Africa, and they call the campaigns North Africa, Western Europe, and Russia. But honestly, in reality, the North Africa campaign ends when the Americans enter the war, because the Americans entering the war is the beginning point for a campaign that you can play as either the British or the Americans. So there's a little bit of North Africa action left in the, quote, Western Europe campaign. But we're going to wrap up the North Africa campaign with the next mission.
High Command expresses its disappointment at the turn of events. Intelligence tells us that the Axis have abandoned their plans to capture Malta and will instead focus on Egypt. High Command has ordered the attack for the 23rd. They warn us that we must secure a victory at all costs, else the Empire will have to withdraw from the Middle East for good.
So the vaunted desert duel of the opening cinematic is really referring to this. This is the big British counterattack against the combined Axis counterattack at Alamein. This was kind of the North Africa battle to end all North Africa battles. So we don't have a whole lot to do as far as upgrading our infantry and stuff, because I kind of didn't want to take away the movement. And we have Anzac. These guys cost the same. What's the difference? Honestly. 716. They have Anzac have better soft attack and slightly worse hard attack. Hard attack. So yeah. Not a lot of point to switching here. I do not expect us to actually be on defense at all. So I'll put it... I'll put our infantry a little farther forward than you might have thought they would naturally go. Oh, hold on a second. I think we do want to do... I think we can upgrade our tanks. Alright, so we're using the Grant, which I believe is a U.S. manufactured tank. I'm recording ahead. If that's wrong, then that's wrong. But Sherman tank is a more expensive tank. We got these Churches, the Churches chicken tanks. I think they might stand for Churchill. I'm really not sure. They've only got movement of 4, which is why I'm not a big fan. This thing has got great hard attack. This thing is a terrible soft attack. This one's is pretty good at both. This guy here's got the combat values of a Church 4. Slightly less resilient, but it's got better movement. So I think that's what we're going with. So we're going to upgrade all of our tanks from Grants to Shermans. Similarly, I need to see, is there anything to do with the Spitfires? Nope. Pretty sure we can't do anything with them. Can we do anything with the Lancaster? Nope. Can I do anything with Mosquito? I don't know why I'm looking at the Mosquitoes. We're going to have the Mosquitoes all the way through the end of the campaign, I believe. That should be everything deployed. And I spot checked almost everything. I didn't check the gun. The artillery. I guess I can check that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't upgrade either. Nope. Alright. So we can add one core unit. We got 3 fighters, 2 tactical bombers, and 1 level bomber. I'm trying to think if I should expand the Air Force further, or if I should try to get some really high-end tank units, or even some of the other units that are available. For example, we're not doing anything with recon, and the British recon I did think were stronger than the Axis recon and Panzer General. British don't seem to have like self-propelled anti-tank guns, which can be fun, but the thing about the self-propelled anti-tank guns is they're basically just tanks that don't have rotating turrets. So like, other than being really good, like they're really tough for tank. It's tough for tanks to defeat your mobile anti-tank guns, but they're just generally not as good as tanks. Now for the artillery, I guess I could have gone with the Priest, which is a self-propelled. Why didn't I do that? It's got a movement of 5, which is a lot lower than the movement speed of this thing in its transport. Range of 3. Range of 3, 12, 6, 1. I mean, it's got lower attack values, I guess. I don't see much point in us using air defense. We don't even have anti-aircraft little trucks. Air defense, yeah. Probably, like, unless I want to start building up more infantry corps, I'm kind of... More artillery? I feel like I should have more artillery. But it is kind of tough to get them used in battle. It seems like it's the smart play is to have at least one more artillery piece. Anyway, what do we got to work with here? Here's old Alamein. And El Dava. Mercimatru. I feel like we're fighting on territory that we fought all along before. Got all these desert hexes down here, which are probably useless to us. I believe it. I don't think ground units can pass along the escarpment, which means there's a big chunk of this map that it would be really unlikely for either of our armies to have any forces down there. Kind of not sure what the right move here is. Bring a tank unit forward as like a spotter? Ooh. Maybe brought him forward a little too far. Looks like the Panzer 4D is an anti-infantry tank, and the Panzer the Panzer 4 F2 is an anti-tank tank. So let's do this. Okay. Well, we got a little bit of spotting for our ground forces or our air forces here. No, that's not what I meant to do. Actually, I meant to click off of it. I want to see what I can attack with my tanks. Tilda's not getting much of anywhere. But I guess we can bring it forward as far as it'll go. Inexperienced Italian tank or Italian recon? Let's get rid of the recon vehicle. It's got superior spotting range. Maybe that will make a difference in what the game lets them do. They don't have any artillery up on this line. Oh, there it is. This will definitely remove this guy from the map. Guess it was not necessary to suppress fire that guy, but I figured it would mean that anybody who was left alive would automatically surrender. But instead, we just wiped them outright. Wiped them outright. Man, our Air Force is killer. We lost a Spitfire to the Italian recon truck. I'm assuming the guy was like, he was just like taken in by the sheer beauty of the awesome Italian car that he was watching. It's like a Ferrari, and that caused him to crash. For killing Barcelgiri. I'm trying to position things so that there's everything so that even though most of those are mosquitoes that don't need help as far as my bombers go, it's nice the idea that there would be some kind of escorts if the Germans have like Focke-Wulfs or Messerschmitt 109s diving on my bombers in their first turn. Because I'm not being shy about getting the bombers right out there. So this mosquito to the far south doesn't actually have fighter escort, but you'd be kind of hard-pressed to get to it. Like if you were flying out from this airbase, you'd be kind of having to go all the way down and up and around, and you might be able to get to them. Don't know if we're going to have to deal with submarines in this one. I don't have as much naval power as I had. I think this is going to do it, although I did say I wanted to buy, try to do a combo of self-propelled and non-self-propelled artillery, but self-propelled artillery just moved forward real slow. So we get a brand new artillery unit, just so we've got something else to use to dislodge those stubborn entrenched infantry in city hexes and the like, and we'll move on. wasn't 109s I had to worry about. It was the 110s. Wow, they bombed the shit out of my. That was annoying. They really effed up my. Oh, and they are coming after my mosquitoes. Bombed the shit out of my artillery. They had a pretty damn effective first turn, to be honest. So they brought a Stuka, 109. Alright. So this mosquito took a licking. We're going to want to exact revenge here. And I think we may, in fact... Oh, come on, guys. I was really hoping we could use the mosquitoes to avenge themselves, but... That was a terrible performance. Let's get the Faka Wolves out of the sky. Let's use a unit that is unlikely to lose any strength, because if it's... Well, I guess the Faka Wolves are always expected to shoot down at least one of these mosquitoes. So, but I do want to finish them off on this turn. I don't want them hanging around. So that was the exact results we were told to expect. Fair enough. Oh, nice result there, actually. Okay. That was an ugly, ugly beating that these guys took. Did they get experience for getting bombed? I don't believe so. Wow. Maybe we'll just finish off these Junkers on the first turn. Now these are the mean panzers, the ones with the long-looking guns. Although they can't stand up to my fully operational Sherman tank units. So let's finish off the dive bombers, even though that's going to leave my fighters not much to do in the next turn. Probably should have used the dive bombers as dive bombers there, frankly. Oh, I kind of blanked on the fact that there was artillery. Because they did nothing. Damn it, I took losses against the Italian... Those Italian trucks, man, they've been giving me trouble. I didn't even think to use my frickin' battleship before getting going on this turn. All in all, I really think you have to argue that this has been a like their area units caused some damage, but this has been a pretty dominating performance for us so far. Those overstrength units with all the prior battle experience are pretty difficult for the AI to deal with, honestly. And I don't know that we're doing anything with these handful of units over here. Well, the anti-aircraft really should be up here. But that's about it. I don't mysteriously have more core units I can buy, so let's end the turn. There we go, defensive artillery. Because I was a little nervous there when I realized those guys probably have no place to retreat to if they were hit fairly hard. Allied turn 3. Wow, no anti-air fire. I'm a little surprised. There's the Germans and their super sweet transports. Oh, wow. Just a slaughter. Okay. This is a panzer unit that they're flying over. Wonder if this might be more valuable to just take out a panzer unit. Or to have a mildly disappointing result against a 499 experience. So it's just so close to being able to over strength, but it's just not there. Wow. An entire unit of infantry completely destroyed in one shot by fighters just coming out of the sky and taking them out. But I mean, you can see there's very few. We had like 2 tanks. Actually, no, 3 tanks and a bomb. 2 bombers and some infantry. Like, it's not like we had nothing, but without our core forces, we aren't given much. So this game, you really are encouraged to build up decent core forces before you try to finish the Germans off in this campaign. One experience point. Good job, guys. This is your first battle. Okay, I'm starting to think I should have used my 9 strength bombers against them, but I think it all worked out okay. Damn. Kind of slapping these guys around a bit. That's right, take them out in your transports. Attack transports. I think we've got this fight, guys. I think the Germans are sufficiently demoralized that we're going to win this one. Probably should be saving more of these kills for my own units and not letting the auxiliaries get any experience, but sometimes then you end up having guys taking damage and you're glad that it wasn't your core units. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm a little surprised at how easy this is being, but again, taking the time to overstrength isn't a thing I did much in Panzer General because I was always trying to get the fastest win possible. And the overstrength mechanic, I'm not sure that it's that realistic or even exactly what it's meant to represent. Typhoon Tactical Bomber, I think it's worse than the Mosquito, actually. We can take a look between battles. This will be our last turn that we do in this video, probably, so... 291 experience, can we get you to where you can overstrength? Not quite. Wow, brutal. You'll just finish them off, and you don't need the experience as much as other units do. So let's let artillery get into the party. Okay. I don't feel like I'm doing that much commentary. Sorry, guys. This, can try to finish this fight here, I guess. Kind of feel like if you're not a core unit, you probably shouldn't be fighting right now. These guys, this is an entrenchment of 4. They're under a lot of suppression, so it should be safe to attack them with anyone it can reach. Oh, wow. Okay, this is apparently a dangerous fight. It's a rugged defense. Just need to be careful we don't accidentally win this campaign too early. Because I'm thinking right now, might have to let this go long and win this in one video. I don't think I've got enough content for a second video here. I mean, taking my turns to overstrength and stuff, I can do that off screen. And we do want a major victory here. It kind of looks like I've hit a point where I can just wrap this up off screen, you know? Trying to see if I can get them to retreat out of there so that One of you guys can reach. That was actually kind of dumb. I'll want to do this differently off screen, I think. Let's go ahead and get the ending scene here, because that was just a one video thing. Like, wow, that went so fast. Off screen, I'll probably redo that, and I'll just take turns to overstrength units and then get a major victory. But this is it for the North Africa campaign.
Allies on the march. Rommel defeated.
Rommel, you know, this is something of a treasure book.
The oil reserves of the Middle East
Chili
have
peppers
slipped
burn my
like
gut.
sand through Germany's fingers. Erwin Rommel and his Africa Corps were once the most feared fighting force on the globe. But the unshakable Tommies guarding the gateway to Asia Minor proved
Tom,
to
you
be
ever
more
say,
than his match,
"Hey, Tom,"
and have shattered Rommel's armored spear. Having stopped Rommel's men at the brink of Axis victory, the British now forced the Africa Corps to scramble backwards through the sands. The initiative lost, the Germans struggled desperately to keep their oil-starved machines from being swallowed by the desert.
and really didn't pull it off.
Now the foundation has been laid for an Allied return to Europe.
Well, we got some
Remains
French
to be
generals
achieved
acting
is
like
the
they're part of
capture
this, but we know
North
they're not
Africa.
really.
From Africa to Europe to victory.
Is that like an Imperial Chinese flag back there? There's that flag with this, with the sort of the blue top left corner box, like an American flag, but with this sort of sun symbol. Not sure what that was. It's an Asian flag of some kind.
Sir, you have given a good account of yourself. High Command judges that you were bang on target in your appraisal of Jerry's predicament. The PM has even alluded to the prospect of birthday honors.
Can I wear my
In light
birthday
of this
suit?
exceptional accomplishment, High Command will no doubt offer you the opportunity to lead the combined Allied forces in the campaign to liberate Europe. If so, I should look forward to our serving together again. In either case, it has been a privilege. The best of luck to you, sir.
The implication there being that you'll be offered the chance to command the combined Allied forces in the campaign to liberate Europe. Well, that's not true. In fact, I mean, the American rank of 5-star general exists based on American experience fighting in World War I. And the reason that we had Dwight Eisenhower... No, it was Omar Bradley. Anyway, there was a 5-star American general in World War II. And it was basically, it's a general of the army, and the rank was created so that there would always be, during a time of war, because there is no, you're not able to have, it's legal, you can't have a 5-star general, a general of the army, a 5-star U.S. military general during peacetime. It's a wartime rank, and it basically exists to prevent generals from another allied nation from having overall operational command. And if that sounds like Americans being selfish or whatever, it's like, there's a lot of stories you can read about Commonwealth and American troops under the command of British officers, and maybe there's reasons that the American military does not like to have turn over operational control of American divisions to non-American officers. But at any rate, yeah, so that's not quite true. Montgomery was never in command of... He never had overall operational command of the combined Western stuff. But it's also interesting that the idea that if they don't put you in charge, you'll just get to retire. Generals don't typically retire during a war when they're being successful. Like, you don't get to win a battle and be like, oh, that's it for me, I'm going to go home and rest now. Like, no, you're a general. Come on. Anyway, I'm going to click no. Would I like to go to the Western Allies campaign? For now, we're just going to say no, and we're going to be done because we're done with this video. So I need to off screen. I will get a better save where we've got we won that campaign. Maybe took a few more extra turns to do it in, and got everything as overstrength as we could at the end. But I don't think that'll be something it'll be interesting to see on screen. But in fact, the next video is going to be us playing as the Americans. The scenarios for Western Europe. We did Sidi Barani, El Agela, Crusader, Mirza El Brega, Ghazala, Tripoli, El Alamein. We didn't see Cairo. And based on the limited feedback I've gotten when I asked the question, I don't think we're not going to bother to see Cairo. I showed you what the map looks like. It's just another fight in the desert. The next two scenarios, Torch is the first landing of the Americans, and then Kazarin Pass is a real historical battle, kind of famous for being something where the Americans did not equip themselves as well as they should have, took heavy losses fighting the Axis, and made a lot of changes as a result of lessons learned at the Battle of Kazarin Pass. But you only get it if you get a minor victory in Torch. And then from Mareth Line onward, these are all campaigns that can be played as either the Americans or the British. Except for Meuse and Moselle. One of them is UK only, one of them is US only. So what we're going to do next in the LP is we're going to play through... I'm going to start a campaign as the Americans and just play the two American-only scenarios, and that'll be it. Then we'll jump back into... we'll load the game, and we'll finish El Alamein, and we'll carry the core units that you've seen developed, and we'll finish Western Europe playing as the Brits, not as the Americans. Because other than... I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Moise. We'll see Moselle instead of Meuse. And other than that, you'll see everything. The only difference is which country's core units do you have with you, and then the briefings are different. And that's this. And then these remaining things here, that's the Russian campaign. So let's wrap this video up by just taking a quick look at what Moise looks like. Because it's US only. Trying to crack the German defensive line, the British... Oh. I picked the wrong one. This is the one we will do. The one we won't do, I guess... Yeah, that's the one we will do, because that's the British one. So I grabbed the wrong one. The one that we won't do, so I'll show it real quick now, is Moselle. September 1944, as they move towards Germany, the Americans must capture key cities near the Moselle River as rapidly as they can. So it is a different map. It's more of a straight wet, like the British were fighting sort of through the Benelux countries. But this is Metz and Salzburg. This is actually German. This is effectively the French-German border. And we have Bocage, Trier. I'm just interested in the cities this view will do it. Oh, no, actually it won't. I don't even know that city. Trier. Saarbrücken. Okay. So this would be Alsace-Lorraine, and this would be Saarbrücken. So this is a traditional, a lot of fighting between the Germans and the French over this area in their history. This is what Wacht am Rhein is about, isn't it? Traditionally interrupted by the... It's Mulhouse. Bart Simpson's friend, Mulhouse. No, Wacht am Rhein is the song that gets interrupted by the Marseillaise in Casablanca, which will be a location in the next big thing. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, the Americans have a battle with a big, long, extended north-south line fighting across Alsace-Lorraine. I guess this is the Battle of the Bulge, kind of. That's or they called it Operation Market Garden in the Panzer General. This might be the Allied General version of that a bit, because I thought that was kind of in the Ardennes Forest, the German counteroffensive. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. So when we come back next time, yeah, I will off screen get our British forces ready, but it's going to be a few videos before you see them again because we're going to come back and play as the Yanks for a few missions. See you then. I said, see you then.